Yep.
All right. Now, speaking of the fall-like feel in the air.
Yeah, or the leaf.
Or the lack thereof, the foliage.
There you go.
Let's get over to Hannah Gard. She's got our Weather Authority forecast.
Rob, didn't you live in Colorado?
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
I still called them leaves there. I mean,
you didn't call it fall foliage. Okay.
I just called them leaves.
Okay, I'll let it slide this time. But we are tracking a storm threat this week. We're giving you the first alert. This is a big change because it's been incredibly dry through the entire month. We finally got rain yesterday. This is a storm threat, so gotta be weather aware, giving you that first alert. Frequent lightning, gusty winds, 60-mile-per-hour plus, heavy flooding rain, and small hail are all threats with any of these storms that pop up. So make sure you have multiple ways to receive those weather alerts after that calm period that we've been in. Here's the front. It's currently sitting across Oklahoma. 49 degrees in Denver. They're seeing some snow up in the Rockies over there. And you can see there's a lot of rain on the warm sector of this system. The front, though, itself is what's going to bring us those storms, that cold front, as it makes its way to the south. So it's bringing severe weather today for places like Oklahoma and northern Texas, Arkansas. We're going to see some storms up there. Then it moves to the south for Wednesday, tomorrow, and that includes parts of the North Shore and southern Mississippi, as well as the river parishes, the metro. We will have to watch for an isolated severe storm threat tomorrow, and then again on Thursday as the front starts to make its way through, that severe storm threat moving to the east. It's just a level 1 out of 5 risk, but again, that means all modes of severe weather possible. They'll just be pretty isolated. A lot of it could be general thunderstorm or rain activity. Viper radar is pretty clear right now. We've seen a couple of little scattered showers. Today, we're in the warm sector. All of the winds are streaming northward into that weather system, so we have a lot of moisture. We're going to see some scattered showers, a stray storm. This is not as widespread as the threat's going to be tomorrow. Look what happens as the front gets closer. We see those winds coming straight from the south. Lots of moisture, high dew points, and that's going to fuel those storm chances in the afternoon. When we get that daytime heating, that's when we really have to watch for the severe potential with a couple of isolated storms, and then that will linger into the late afternoon and early evening. Then here comes the next round. The front is starting to make its way into our area on Thursday, and that's when we get the line of storms coming through. Again, we have to watch for embedded severe storms. With that line, as the front moves farther south, the threat will diminish into the evening on Thursday. So the timing Thursday looks pretty early, whereas Wednesday it's more afternoon, early evening. So that's something to watch for Thursday morning as you're sending those kiddos off to school, the morning commute. And we could see some heavy rain with any of these storms that pass through, where we're getting these bullseyes of red and purple. That's over 3 inches and some areas of over 4 inches of rainfall. So we could see some isolated street flooding. Heads up on that. But this is good to get rain. We need the rain. This is the driest September on record. We've only had 0.06 inches of rain. Typically, we get tropical systems, or at least a little bit more than that, but we have really not seen anything until yesterday, measurable rainfall in September. Lots of sunshine out there. We have those fair weather clouds. It feels like 99 already at New Orleans International. That's because the dew points are in the mid to upper 70s. So that's going to push the feels like temperatures into the triple digits all afternoon. If you work outdoors, make sure you're taking breaks, staying hydrated. It's going to feel pretty hot today. Behind that front is when it feels better. We drop into the mid 80s and then we stay in those upper 80s all the way through the weekend. In the tropics, we're still tracking Hurricane Gabrielle. This is a Category 4 hurricane with 140-mile-per-hour sustained winds, but it's moving out into the open waters of the Atlantic. So that's not a threat. We're watching these two waves, though, in the central Atlantic and near the Lesser Antilles. Definitely a lot of thunderstorm activity this morning. They are in a favorable environment to see further formation over the next day or so. You can even see that low pressure circulation there as they're moving over warmer waters, especially near the Bahamas here. And there's a lot of variables on where these could go. There's a weak area of high pressure that's going to continue to weaken as we go into the rest of the week toward the weekend. And then these two systems themselves could interact with each other and this big upper level low. That's what we call the Fujiwara effect. When you have two low pressure systems, they interact with each other in this counterclockwise spin around a common center. So that'll determine The path of these, the strength of them will also determine what happens. If one is stronger than the other, it might try to ingest the other system. And then, of course, we have this low as well. So there's a lot of variables there. Definitely something to watch, especially if you're traveling to the east coast of the U.S., the Bahamas, the Northern Caribbean this week. We got to keep our eye on that. But for us, Wednesday, Thursday looks stormy. Give you the first alert for Thursday. We have to watch out for those severe storms. But the temperature is dropping behind that front to the mid 80s, and then we're really nice for the weekend with sunshine and some drier air, temperatures in the upper 80s.